Hello. In this video, I'm going to talk about something that has become a passion of mine over the last year. Before I get too deep into what I'm going to discuss, I'm first going to prefix this entire discussion with that I am discussing only automated trading. The process of manual trading is entirely different, as the human mind is a wonderful tool for filtering large amounts of information incredibly fast. The computer is nowhere near as advanced or capable, so automated trading is usually considered sloppy, and often does best in terms of averages, or mean reversions, or other concepts that revolve around a certain level of sloppiness. And I say sloppiness in that it requires a large number of positions to average into a profit. Getting a strategy or recipe that only needs one position is very difficult without it taking a long time to process. Meaning a surgical strategy is often very slow versus a non-surgical strategy. Surgical strategies wait for the perfect entry point. That way they can guarantee with a high level of probability that the trade is going to succeed. So finding a strategy combination that doesn't need a long time is really the holy grail of trading in the computer world for the computer. Being able to get an entry point and with a reasonably high level of assurity have it move to a selling point is invaluable. It's something that I have been working on trying to achieve, that fine balance between too long to be of value unless you have large position sizes, but still short enough to be reasonably comfortable for smaller position sizes. For somebody that has a $100,000 budget, waiting 6 months for one position to profit isn't that big of a deal. But if you only have $1,000 and you're trying to grow your account, waiting 6 months is a problem. And in automated trading, you usually end up incurring costs for the 6 months that you're waiting. So that means you need to be able to recover or break even at a very bare minimum. And that is all but impossible in many cases. But through a lot of work and research, I've come up with a combination that seems to do well in the short term, but it doesn't take too long to produce the results. This is an approach that with aggregation, I believe can be sustainable. Meaning you can use Jackrabbit Relay to limit the number of coins at one time, and then have several hundred coins trading using this recipe. And it will produce reasonable expectations and results. So let's get into it. And I will post this link in the description. This is an ATR RSI based strategy. I'm using the Dca module in an unusual way, and I'll get to that in a moment. Let's start with the ATR. It's not really that different, other than rather than a boundary of 10, I'm only using a boundary of 3. Pretty simple and straightforward. And I'm using a simple moving average to drive the boundaries with a length of 37. So as you can see, with the orange lines here, this is the boundary 3 ATR. Now I'm using that with RSI in momentum state. So anything up here is an uptrend momentum. Anything down here is a downtrend momentum. Let's look at those settings. And I'm also using a sine weighted moving average to drive the RSI calculations, and a length of 31. Now let's take a look at the Dca module. This is a very different approach as well. Not so much this part. This is all cookie cutter up here. The part that stands out though is different. As I'm not using an exit position, I'm using a hold. So I don't want the position to take losses, but I don't want more than one position. So this is a very unique approach that forces the entire strategy into a whole different light. So if after the first purchase, a second purchase might take place, it actually doesn't happen. This is a one-shot deal. Make the purchase and just wait. Now let's see what the impact of that is. As you can see with BTC, 18 days, one cycle. You do need to be aware of the time elapsed. That is critical when picking your coin choices, because in order for this approach to be profitable, you need to aggregate large numbers of coins, moving in and out of positions over time. But on Relay's side, you will need to limit it to your budget so that only 5 or 10 coins trade at once. This way you always have a coin trading. And this is an important approach, as I'm about to demonstrate why. Let's first find the one successful trade. And as you can see, ATR, RSI showing a sell point. Okay, here we are. The one successful trade in the last 18 days for BTC. Let's zoom into this. Now you'll see here that it tried to make a second buy, and that did not take place. Only one purchase was allowed. Let's hide ATR. Here's the first purchase. But over here, you see where you got the buy marker on the RSI, there would have been a second purchase. But that was not allowed to take place because of that hold. So you see, it bought and it holds until it's sold. So now let's zoom this in. So here we have one position for BTC. That's it for the last 18 days. Now let's go look at a few other coins and actually see the impact. Let's take a look at Aave. It's a popular coin. Five trades, one position. This is the whole point of this recipe. One single position. So you could easily set up a budget of $1,000, have it use 20% of your account on 5 trades, allowing only 2 or 3 at once. And over time, this will accumulate. Excuse me, 5 coins, not trades, or 10 coins, or even 100 coins. But by only allowing 2 or 3 at a 20% profit basis or percentage of your balance, you are really maximizing and leveraging your balance, because you are guaranteed this recipe will not take on more than one position. Now you do have to pay attention to your coin choices, and we are going to go through and demonstrate that even more. For example, let's just scroll down and let's just pick this one. 3 trades, 18 days. $25 days. 60 days. And yes, it does work well on non-stable coin quote currencies. 12 trades in 60 days. That's roughly 1 every 5 days. Let's see what that looks like. So let's come over here. Let's go find one of these trades. Here we are. Look at that dip. That's a bit brutal. But for the price of 1 or 2 lots, it would be worth it just to wait it out. And there we have the entry point. So 11, 12, 14. Let's see if we can find out where this ends now. So 10 days for this one single trade. By itself, for a small account, this would be devastating. But by leveraging this one trade with other assets trading simultaneously in a limited context, this would be a beautiful way to trade, particularly if you're only doing a few dollars at a time and you're trading 40 or 50 coins at once. This gives you a very limited approach with a lot of exposure and diversity for your portfolio. Okay, let's go back to the end where the statistics are. And let's scroll down some more. Let's pick some really wild coins. Okay, here's ADA. Excuse me, AOA. Not bad. 10 trades for 40 days. That's a good combination. Let's see what its trade looks like. Here we go. Oh, almost, but not quite. But still, it did well. Again, coin choice is everything, and market cap matters. So let's go to Atom. This is an interesting coin. It has an interesting history, and it also happens to be very profitable for an 18-day period. And as you can see, it does well with its trading. I like Atom because it doesn't always get into deep runs like a few other coins. And that can be important if you don't want to get bogged down like what BTC does. 10 days is a long time. But if you find coins like this that don't have a long run, you're going to turn them more frequently. So by mixing these coins in with your larger list, coins that have more rapid sell points are going to be more likely to make it in through the relay max assets testing stages. Meaning as soon as one coin clears off, the next most active coin will get that spot. And that's important if you're looking to really try to turn over coins as quickly as possible. Because you are going to have some positions, like this one, that take longer than normal, or longer than you might want. But nonetheless, it's important to think about the aggregated results with this type of a strategy. You aren't looking for one recipe to drive your whole portfolio off of one single coin. You're looking for one recipe to drive 100 or more coins at once. And that is where you leverage your budget in an aggregated approach. Let's get down into the higher levels. Okay, let's try this one. Six trades in 39 days. That's a bit long, but the trade's very short. If all 6 trades are this short, this is certainly worth really looking at as a coin. Let's see if we can find the second trade and see if it's just as short as the first. Those are the ones I like. Okay, that's not bad. Roughly a day and a half, almost 2 days. That's not bad. That's livable. Okay, here we have a short run. That looks like a very short run, actually. These are the kind of trades I like, in and out. Least amount of risk possible. It also means I can leverage with a $1,000 account. I could easily leverage a $100 position size and trade 10 different active positions simultaneously. And at 1% of $100, that's a $1 profit. So that has a good turnover rate. Another nice short process, quick and to the point. Here's two more quick and dirty in and out processes. Okay, let's pick a coin that has a difficult history. And I say difficult because I still own it, and I know just how difficult it is. Okay, sushi. When I first got into this coin, it was $13.44. That's not a nice price to be looking at. But it is a good coin nonetheless to trade. Yes, it's a difficult coin if you happen to be holding a position that's lost 80% of its value. But nonetheless, this kind of an approach is good, and it avoids a lot of unpleasant positions. Now, when I got into sushi, I got into it for the sole purpose of using Equilibrium's deep accumulation process. So I wasn't worried about its volatility. But for this kind of a recipe, this does well. This is a very acceptable looking trade. In a little bit of time, out, nice little profit. Something I would not mind putting $100 on. Versus what I have right now, which is, I think, 13 cents per position. Okay, here's another one. This was a bit longer and a bit deeper in areas, but nonetheless, one single position. That's it, one single position. And it did very well. So if you're looking for a recipe that gets close to a one-hit wonder, this one really does do a good job. Let's go to my last coin that I'm going to demonstrate, providing my Chrome doesn't do something else weird. Okay. XRP. I'm not sure what to say about this coin, to be honest. I can't seem to make up its mind what its value is. But what I am sure is that I will trade this coin until oblivion or it goes off the market. Because even though they can't make up their mind what they're doing, Jackrabbit definitely sees money. And this is a very nice little profit. 8 trades in 18 days. This is definitely a coin to keep in the list. It's above the 1 billion market cap, and it's certainly worth the position sizes that you could put into this. I currently hold way too much of this for my own comfort. But I don't mind it because, well, this is a good example. It just makes money. And it does very good at making money. Even if its prices aren't ever going to accelerate to $10 or $20 a position size or a coin. I'm not worried about it because, well, 3 trades. In, out, and then a trade that actually takes a little bit of time to complete, but still does very well. Now I will leave a link to this recipe in the description below so you can take a look at it. And here's what the RSI looks like. I know you can't easily tell that this is an upward momentum versus a downward momentum, but you can see it in terms of the results. Let's see if I can zoom into one of these positions really good and get a real good close-up. That's nice. Got in and it got out really nice. That's the kind of trading I like. Minimal risk. Now, slippage for these small trades may be an issue, but at the 1 minute candle, I don't think it's going to really matter. Here is another one. I don't see slippage being an issue on this one at all, and it's still going to do well. So that's it for now. Leave me a comment below if you like this recipe and want more like it. Share the video with others to help them improve their trading. And let me know what you think. Until next time.